Hello and welcome to Cavaliers Corner. I'm Logan Smith with the women's soccer head coach Dave Renard. Welcome.
Thank you.
As we get ready for the GMAC quarterfinals this Saturday, let's review the season so far. We've already had one of the best seasons in program history. We currently finished the regular season with a 14-3 regular season record, which is the best winning percentage in program history. And one of the best defensive teams as well. What are your thoughts on the regular season so far?
Yeah, from year to year, and especially this year going from one conference to another, players in and out through graduation, you never quite know what to expect. But credit to the players. They really stepped up and kind of filled some of the holes that we lost. We have a very deep roster, so that always helps. It's kind of the next man up mentality. And, they've done a great job, and so far so good.
Yeah, I mean, we've had, I believe it's 11 shutouts this season. No, 10. No, it is 11, with all but three in the conference. Last season we already set a record for the best defensive team in program history. And you kind of mentioned another step up, but, you got to be pleased with those results.
Yeah, it's always been something within our program that, we take a defense-first mentality, and that's, all 11 players have defensive responsibilities, and credit goes to Coach Lauren Lewicki that, does a lot on that side of the ball. Our back line has been fantastic, and especially Mickey has really stepped up and had a great season in goal for us.
Mm-hmm. And now on the opposite end, that's not to take anything away from the offense, because the offense has, in some games, have had a lot to do with that, just because they take the possession of the ball so much. You girls, or your team's outshot a majority of the opponents, not even allowing them to take one shot because of that in some cases. And at the forefront of that is our Olivia Peters and Brianna Sanborn.
Yeah, the saying, sometimes your best defense can be your attack. Our possession, we still have room to grow, but our possession has been better, and we've been lucky to be on the front foot in some games, and sometimes that can be your best defense if you're taking care of the ball in the final third. We certainly can do better in that area at times, but I think having the front players that we've had and bringing Hannah Bowman into the mix in the midfield has certainly helped our possession and helped that side of the ball.
Now, looking ahead to this Saturday's game, Trevecca Nazarene was one of the conference favorites at the beginning of the year. We played them earlier this season. Very exciting game to watch, and we came away with a 3-2 victory. What are we looking forward coming to Saturday?
Yeah, Trevecca's a very good opponent. Really took in the win earlier this year. It took one of our best games, one of the best games that we had to beat them. And I think it's going to take that type of effort again. Like you said, they're a very good team. They were preseason conference favorites. They've got a lot of seniors on their roster. They're probably the most battle-tested team, with how they were set up within the pods. They were in the toughest pod in our conference this year. So they're battle-tested. They're athletic. I think our teams match up pretty well together. We've got two well-balanced teams, so there aren't too many. A lot of times you go into games thinking, they've got this weakness or that weakness. We can take care of, we can take advantage of this 1v1 matchup, that type of thing. There's not really that scenario, I think, on both teams. So, a lot of time it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a very even match, and you've got two well-balanced teams.
Looking at the past game film against them and maybe some other game film that you've maybe seen with them in more recent games, is there anything you're kind of concentrated to work on more than, let's say, the first time around?
Yeah, I think first off has got to be set pieces. So last time we played them, we got scored on 2 corner kicks. Yes. So of course that's been our biggest thing. In training this week, that'll be the thing that we make sure that we clean up and we're well aware of. And then they've got a few dynamic. Their whole team is good, but they've got a few dynamic players that of course we've got to keep under wraps, and they've got a few patterns that they like to run. So we'll make sure that we're well aware of the things that they like to do and what they do best. And again, they're athletic. Yeah. And this time of year, a lot of times with sloppy field conditions, a lot of times you've got to be able to obviously defend, take care of the ball, and finish your opportunities, but you also have to be able to play in sloppy conditions and win an ugly game. So we've got to come prepared to do that.
And as you mentioned, thankfully, the season has been kind of about the best you can ask for weather-wise. However, this Saturday, rain is predicted, 100% chance of precipitation according to some weather reports. But it's Northeast Ohio, so you know how that goes.
Yeah.
But, I mean, how does that affect your game planning, especially on a grass field at the end of a regular season?
Yeah, I mean, I think we always pride ourselves in being able to play multiple ways. So we try not to be predictable. Obviously we're gonna attempt to take care of the ball and play our game. But at the same time, like we said, with the sloppy conditions, we're doing our best to keep our field in the best shape possible for game time. But we also have to be prepared with the rain coming. That we might have to switch up our play, depending on the conditions.
Dave, thank you for joining me today. Definitely looking forward to Saturday's game at 2 p.m., as I mentioned, against Trevecca Nazarene, and hopefully we come out with a win and move on further into the tournament bracket.
Thank you.
That'll be it. 2 p.m. You can either show up or tune in live on to Stretch Internet on the Walsh portal. Go Cavs! That was more editing than I needed to for myself there, but...